How are we all doing, people? Hello, hello. Let me turn this music down. Sorry about that. I got distracted because a weird glitch popped up on my thing. Hey guys, how are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. This is one of the last streams we're going to be doing on this short film, and then we'll be moving on to the next short film. But basically, we are going to be continuing working on our... I've got a weird curtain thing going on here. We're going to be continuing on Lord of the Rings short film called One, where we're going to have Sauron forge the One Ring. That's pretty much the basic concept, and that's what we're playing around with today. It's what today we're going to be having fun doing. In previous streams, we cleaned up all the animation, we set up our lighting, we set up the environment to be exactly what it is we felt like represented it, and now comes the last, well, I'd say penultimate part, which is the cinematography. It's setting up our cinematic shots for all the different sequences that are going to go down in this short film. Just really making the cinematography come through, the lighting come through, and really just playing around with different elements to really sell the drama of the piece. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to be doing today. We will not be going for 3 hours like we did the last 2 times, don't worry. Last live stream we were trying to figure out a few softwares that I had never worked on before, but I felt like, you know what, I'll stream it, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to film production, when it comes to VFX. You have your hiccups, you have your setbacks, you have all your different things that happen. So I was struggling pretty bigly on quite a few elements, but we pushed through, we got it done. And so we've got the clothing set up, and it's textured now. I will be showing that to you guys today. Sauron is no longer just walking around in his underpants. Isn't that great? And we will also, as well, once we've set up all the different shots, I will be revealing something at the end of the stream, a little teaser of how Sauron in his dark armor is looking. I spent a good chunk of yesterday texturing and really making the dark armor look really sell. I didn't want the version of Sauron in his dark armor. I didn't want it to resemble the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor vibe. I didn't want to do that. Hey, Thinker, how you doing? Jamie, Thinker, what's up, people? How we doing? Been having a good week so far? We're on the hump day. Hope everyone's doing well, guys. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for taking the time to join me on this stream. It's going to be a fun one today. It's not going to be... I think last live stream was pretty boring. I'll be the first to say it was a pretty boring stream. It was a lot of me just watching tutorials and trying to figure things out. But hey, that happens. I watched the recordings of these streams. Good stuff. Thank you, man. I appreciate you taking the time to watch them. That's awesome of you. You're good? Sweet, Jamie. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Let me know how you're all doing, guys, as you come in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. It's good to see you all here. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be a lot more interesting because this is the stuff I love. This is the stuff I know how to do. This isn't trying to figure out a new software. So we're going to have some fun here. Yeah, it is. Troubleshooting is part of it, which is why I wanted to stream it. I wanted it. I wanted to show, like, hey guys, it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here in VFX land. There are plenty of times when, and I'm sure everyone in chat can attest to this, there's plenty of times where you want to punch a hole through your monitor, but at the same time, you're super stubborn and you're like, no, I will make this work. At least that's for me. I'm pretty stubborn, which has its benefits, but also has its drawbacks. So learning when to just move on and go, look, this isn't working. We've got it as good as we can for this project. Let's move on and just apply what we learned to the next thing. you know, I got to practice what I preach, so I had to do that last live stream. I had to walk away from the clothing. There's still glitches in the clothing, but, you know, it is what it is. I will come back later for the offline video. Enjoy later tonight. Sweet, man. No worries. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. And I hope you enjoy the full live stream. It will be a good one. We're just setting up all the different cinematic shots today. So it's going to be some fun. And like I said, at the end of the live stream, I will be revealing the look of Sauron's dark armor. The Sauron we all know, right? Because for the majority of this short film, Sauron is going to be in his fair form, where he is called Anatar, Lord of Gifts, I believe it is. My brother is the one who's really smart with Lord of the Ring lore, and I believe his fair form is called Anatar, Lord of Gifts. I don't know why I'm flinging around this mic. It connects in here, but it doesn't work. And so what we are doing is, for the majority of it, he looks like that, and then right at the end, when he puts the ring on, he looks in the camera, his eyes start to glow, the ring starts to glow, and then it's going to be a really cool match cut to then him in the same pose, looking down the barrel of the lens, but now he's in his dark armor, and the camera will slowly pan out and then kind of tilt outwards to reveal like the landscape of Mordor, with him kind of just standing there menacingly. Pretty simple, but I think it will be impactful with the music and everything, and the sound design and the color grading and post-processing and compositing and stuff like that. So but yeah, to finish that point, basically the point of that is I wanted Sauron's dark armor to look like how he does in the movies, not in the game. If you look at the games, the Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor games, he's quite bulky and more like, he looks more like a warrior rather than a magical person. And I think he looks more like a dark wizard in the films. He has more of that slender, like spiked crown. And you see a lot of that in the concept art as well, that's like what a lot of people kind of saw him as looking like in his dark armor. And so I found a pretty cool free model and just rigged it using Mixamo, retextured it using Substance Painter. It's a bit of a weird glitchy model though, I will say, but that's fine because we're only using it for one shot. And then I just slapped some motion capture on it and it's looking pretty spicy. And so one of the things we're going to do today is I'm going to show that so you guys can get an idea of what he'll look like there. And then the last thing I'll say is, before we get into this, is if you have not subscribed already, and if this is your first time watching a video, or maybe it's not, maybe you've just been checking out, scoping out the channel. Hi, welcome. My name is Sam. This is the channel, Samster, or Samster VFX is the @handle. Basically on this channel, I make short films, basically. That's pretty much it. We're a channel where it's VFX, filmmaking, acting, all the above. And I stream twice a week, showing you guys just me working on the stuff, that the content that I create for you guys. And I use Unreal Engine and motion capture technology to create short films for you guys to enjoy. And those might be original concepts, or those might be based off of fan favorites, right? So for example, right now I'm working on a Real Steel 2 short film. It's not a continuation of the actual Real Steel franchise. It's just called Real Steel 2 because it's the second Real Steel 2, it's the second Real Steel fan film that I've made. Thank you, man, I appreciate it. And so working on that. We're also working on this Lord of the Rings one. There's a ton of other short films as well. There's some Star Wars ones. There's a horror film on there as well. There's a fantasy mini-series that I'm working on. Episodes 1 and 2 are up on the channel called Lost Legends. I recommend checking out the second one. The first one's pretty bad. The second one is very good, in my opinion. I worked pretty hard on it. It was one of my first times using metahumans, so I'm pretty proud of how it looks. But you guys can let me know what you think. And yeah, pretty much that is everything that this channel is. And so if that sounds like something, even one aspect of that, and we've got a lot more content on the way. I've recently hired an editor, shout out Ben. the legend. Let's get some dubs in chat for Ben. He's an absolute legend, amazing guy. I've known him for a very long time, since we were kids. And he very graciously has offered to help me with editing videos for you guys. So that means I can focus on making the content, and then he's editing the content. He's actually editing a video as we speak for the channel. So that's going to be more comedic, entertainment kind of stuff. But still around the themes of visual effects and filmmaking and acting and all that different stuff. But so if that sounds like something interesting to you, or any of the things I've listed sounds like something that's interesting to you, consider subscribing, you know, liking the video as well and checking her out, having a look around the channel. It means a lot. We're almost at 6,000 subscribers, which is awesome. It's so amazing that this many people have subscribed to the channel already. It means a lot to me for sure. I've had a lot of setbacks recently, and so the fact that this channel is growing has really helped me get through it. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say. We're also streaming on Twitch. That's the last thing. We're also streaming on Twitch now. So we're going to be streaming on YouTube and on Twitch now, from now on. So if you want to check me out on Twitch, it's the same handle, Samster_VFX. I'm on there as well. So just allows, you know, maybe people don't like YouTube. Maybe people prefer Twitch, so they can come hang out with us while we work on stuff. But anyway, I have rambled on long enough. Let's just get right into this, eh? So this is our environment. This is what we've done so far for our environment. This is interesting. So we got this whole bridge area leading out to the main altar area where Anatar is, or Sauron. We have our lava down below. Where's this? Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, I accidentally. Okay, here we go. We've got our guy right here. Whoa, we're going to slow down the camera a little bit. There we go. And you can see, oh no, he's in his underwear. Don't worry, we're going to put his clothing on at the end, probably. Actually, no, I'll put it on now. The only reason why I'm a little hesitant about putting his clothing on is I noticed that, at least for the real-time rendering here, there's a bit of a substantial frame drop, and I think it's just because it's got a lot of polygons on it. So I think we might start this way, and then if later on I'm like, actually, I need to see him in his clothing in order to get a better gist and understanding of what I want these shots to look like. Especially, I think the close-up shots, I will need him to have his clothing on, because we want to get the lighting right. And if I do the lighting with him looking like this, it's, you know, it might not be that accurate once he has his white clothing on, right? Which we don't want. We want it to look cool. So, all right, I think we just jump right into it. So, what we've got here is we've got the full sequence, right? So if I zoom out here, we've got the full animation sequence that's all cleaned up. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. You'll notice some glitches. Don't worry, those will be sorted when I render them all out. Today is just setting up really the cameras. So we have him forging away, and then boom! And there's this big explosion as the ring is finally forged and all his malice and evil is put into it. And it's going to be sitting there, kind of glowing. You can see it's glowing there. He's then going to reach in, and you can, and I've already explained this, but basically once he goes to pick it up, that ring will become invisible, and the one that was always attached to his fingers will become visible. His hair's pulling a little of a weird thing right now. Don't worry, that won't be a problem in the actual render. So that's looking pretty good there. Obviously, the hammer won't be visible at this point either. Let's do this. There we go. So I think his facial expressions were pulling a bit of a weird one. So then he's got it on. This hammer won't be visible. Don't worry. So he holds it. Starts to glow more. He then looks down the barrel of the lens and you see his eyes begin to glow even more. I might even up them a bit more so it's a bit more menacing. And then that will be where the match cut happens from him looking like this to then the dark armor. All right. So that's all set up now. So we get to do a bit more of the fun part. Hang on, let's reset his hair. There we go. I forget how wild hair is in Unreal. I don't know why, but for some reason hair in Unreal Engine is just very bizarre. I think there's something called chaos physics in Unreal, and I mean, it sure is chaotic, I'll tell you that. Just turning on a fan, because damn, it's starting to cook in here. Okay, so, actually, where did I put the remote? Oh no, I don't know where I put it. Anyway, who cares? So, let's set up our first camera shot, shall we? And I always like to use reference. However, I want to have some creative control. But let's just have a look at this, right? So this has been our inspiration for the piece, which is this cinematic for the video game Shadow of War. And the cinematic trailer was made by Blur Studios. And I used it as a lot of the reference for how we wanted the environment to look. Obviously, we've taken some creative liberties, but I think that should be expected, right? I don't want to just copy someone else's work. I want to use it as inspiration and then make my own thing. So that's the point here. So I like how this looks. And so this is mainly going to be the inspiration for the cinematography as well, which I like a lot. So these kind of shots right here where it's opening. So I think having that now, let us let's set up our lens. So I don't want a focal length of 169. 69, funny, haha. I probably want something more like 50. I find that 50 is really good for wide shots where you really want to get a good feel of your environment. And then I find that for close-up shots where you're really looking at a character, it's best to go with about 85 and sometimes maybe 105, but I usually stick to 85 for close-ups of people, and then 50 for shots of environments. And the main reason for that, it's just a preference, but for me, I find that through that kind of millimeter lens, it compresses more of what you see. I find when you use a lower millimeter lens for characters, it begins to stretch them a bit and it starts to look more like a video game. It starts to look a little more amateur. However, some people really like it and they make it work, right? But for me, trying to achieve the cinematic look, I find that it's better this way. So that's why I do it. Give you guys a bit of an understanding. So I think we set up shot. I do like the idea of having a shot like this. So let's keyframe in one right there. And all right. And then let's see how that looks. Let's reduce the fog a little bit. Oh, what? Wrong thing. Let's just fix the fog here because I've got nothing wrong with fog, but a little too much, and I can't even make out what the hell is going on. So, is it these guys? Can't remember. Yes, it was them. Cool. I like that. So, let us tidy this up. We can add some like cool lens flares as well. All right, let's change the manual focal Focus distance. Let's get this looking. Current aperture. Wow. Oh. Okay, I get it now. Oh, is it the exposure? Auto exposure? It is. Okay, let's fix this. Not auto exposure, sorry. Just exposure. I like that. I can fix... if I don't like how bright it is, I can always change things in post. But I like that. However, right now, we've got the embers flying around. It looks awesome, right? We're happy with this. However, I want something here that makes you think, "Ooh, what's happening up there?" So, if I come out of the camera angle here, let's quickly hit save. So we have no funny business. But what I think I'm going to add is, if you saw the original animation up where Sauron is forging the ring, there is a white flash of, well, not white flash, but there's like a glowing orange flash of sparks and stuff, right? Boom, like that. So, in my opinion, I think having like a flash of light happen and seeing it kind of cast this rim lighting on these spikes might be something quite interesting to see from down below looking up. Because now you're thinking, okay, this isn't just a cool shot. You're also thinking, oh, what's happening up there? You know? Which I think is the way that we want to approach this. So let us bring in a point light. All right. It's about there. That's fine. Let's increase the radius and the brightness. Let's see, how does this look here? Is that even visible at all? It's not really, is it? We've got to up it. This thing is in the way. What happens if I just do that? Yeah, it's not really that visible. So, how about there? Nope, needs to be a little bit more. Let's just go. All right. See, that looks a little more interesting now. We're going to change the temperature of it, though. All right. So we're going to enable ray tracing. We're going to increase the source length a little bit so that the shadow edges aren't as harsh. Because traditionally in Unreal Engine, the shadows are all harsh. But if you just walk around real life and you look at shadows, the closer the object that's blocking light and casting the shadow, the closer it is to the thing that the shadow is falling upon, like that's sharper. But then if it's further away, it's like softer. So traditionally in Unreal, it's just sharp corners everywhere. So hello Slash, welcome. How you doing, man? Doing good? All right, so that's, there we go. See how that looks now? It's like something a little interesting. It's like, oh, what's going on up there? And like this. Huh. Is anyone seeing this? What is this? Is that my eyes deceiving me? My eyes playing with me? What's happening here? What's going on? All right, so we're going to add this into sequencer because we want to animate it, right? So let's see how this looks. And then we can just duplicate this along the timeline a few times. And that's all we have to worry about. Why are you doing that? What are you... Is it that? No. Why are you playing funny with me? What's going on? Why does it all go normal there and then with this it goes all weird? Alright, I don't trust it. I don't trust this at all. Come on, let's just get rid of it. I don't trust it. Something's going weird, and my gut instinct is to restart that. Okay. So let's add this in, because we don't actually have to worry about this thing's location yet. All right. So let's add in a keyframe. Come on. There we go. I like the color. Cool. And then let's reduce the temperature just a little bit, eh? Not as in, not reduce it, sorry. Just make it more appropriate. Let's add a little red in there. I want to see a little red. Just a little bit. There we go. That's cool. Add a keyframe there, and let's put a keyframe there. All right, then we're going to reset it to 0 here and here, and it should. Okay. Still not bright enough. Okay. All right. I'm happy with how it looks. I just think it's not bright enough. So let's put like... How about that? No. Let's increase the attention radius a little bit. There we go. See that? It just gives you a little thing of like, oh, what's going on up there? And then let's duplicate it, move it along here. Let's move this along a little bit, hey? Let's do it about there. Move this along to about there. Boom. Boom. See? Just adds a little bit more visual intrigue, which is really important, right? Always try and think of ways of how can I make this shot more exciting, more fascinating, right? How can I make the audience start to think rather than just observe, right? Observing is great. You want people watching your stuff, so observing isn't bad. But if you can get your audience to also think and start to theorize about what's going on, that's when you've really got them. You've got them sucked into the world and the lore. Sweet. Glad you think so, man. See how that just... I just think it adds a little more life to the shot, right? Let's make the... Let's make it move along a little more. Nice. See, just a little bit more interesting. I mean, there's some weird glitches going on, but that won't actually be there in the render. All right, sweet. I'm pretty happy with that as our first opening shot. Okay. Now there's some other shots I want to do, obviously. So worked pretty hard on this environment, so we want to show it off. Right. So there's 2 other shots in mind that I have before we actually get up nice and close and show him working on stuff, right? So rather than going through the whole tedious process of making a new level sequence, adding in all the cameras, adding in all the animation, nope, just going to duplicate. Right? We want to cut corners. If you can cut a corner, you want to cut the corner, right? As long as it doesn't actually bring a hindrance to the quality. If it lowers the quality, then see if it's actually worth it. But if you can cut a corner in some way and the audience isn't going to know that you cut that corner, take advantage of it. All right? Okay. Lava wide. Lava wide. See what this looks like. Alright, so we're gonna delete these keyframes and we're gonna move on up. We're gonna move on up to something like this. Actually, I think I got like a stalactite or something. Oh, yes, this is what we want. That gives something a little more interesting visually, right? See this? Nice, nice, nice. All right, so we're gonna keyframe there. Now, obviously now we got to go in, because before we didn't have to worry about the timing. But this time we do, because we can see our character actually slamming down. So, is this the one? Is this? Nope, that's not the right one. Where is it? There we are. Okay, so we're going to make you not visible for the time being, and we're just going to go boom. There. Okay. So. Wait, hang on. Okay. And we're going to reduce the brightness, because when we go to the close-up shots, right, it's not going to be this bright until the big explosion. But we want to make sure that there's still that dramatic effect, right? We want drama. The scale of the environment is so awesome, man. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. That was one thing I was really trying to make sure worked, was the scale. I want it to feel very grand. So I'm glad you think so. Okay, so let's go in here and let's figure out a brightness that works. So let's just take a whole 0 off. That's a little better. How about another one? Nope. I think I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we're just going to take 1 0 off of each one. That's nice and simple. Because once the camera is closer, it won't be this bright. It will be bright, but it won't be this bright. Because you wouldn't see anything. And sometimes aiming for pure realism isn't the most beneficial because, well, there's a difference between real and Hollywood real, right? There's reality that we live every day and we know what to expect. But then there's a certain type of that reality that's seen through a filter when we watch movies, right? And so we have come to expect it from movies, and so when we don't see it, or we see something that would actually happen in real life, but we've never seen it happen in a movie, even though it's more realistic, you won't find it realistic because you've grown up seeing a certain type of Hollywood reality, right? You see it with people when they get shot. There's very rarely is there an explosion of blood and a puff of smoke when it hits them, right? But that's Hollywood. So that's what we come to expect. In reality, it's, unless it's a big 50 caliber, there's not really much to see. That's better. See how that just... I like that. See? Just adds something. I'm like, ooh. And you can see it's like highlighting the lens dirt as well, which is really cool. So I'm happy with that shot. And we're going to do one final shot using the same animation. So we're going to duplicate. And we're going to call it back wide Mount Doom shot. And I know you're bloody saying back shot. I see, everyone. Don't think about it, alright? Alright, what we're going to do here is we're going to come in here. Because if you join our members, you would have seen the environment showcase video that went up. And if you saw the environment showcase, you would have seen that one of the shots was this. And I just like this menacing looking through the doorway vibe. Right, I think it looks really cool. I want to make sure I get it lined up though. So let's go unlit. I think that's fine. Actually, I think we're too far back. Let's move forward a little bit. There we go. How about that? The lights aren't lined up perfectly, but that's okay. I can fix that in my own free time. we don't have to worry about this too much, right? The main goal of this stream is to just set up all the shots, and then I'll do the last few tweaks in my own time and then hit render on them, because I didn't want to render them during a live stream, because I mean, come on, who wants to sit around just streaming like, hey guys, watch a loading screen with me? Come on, that's just stupid. So we're just going to focus on setting up the shots. All right. Okay, this is cool. I'm happy with this. Let us now first, ring close up shot. Cool. So let's come in here. And let's delete these keyframes again. All right. Now, let's bring this bad boy over here. We're gonna do something like this, but focal length, let's keyframe that, because we only want to change it inside here. So max, minimum, and then we're going to change it to 105. Let's change it to 105. Let's real slow down the movement of the camera. Let's make these invisible. We want to do something about that. And we're going to create a different camera shake, because this camera shake is now a little too intense. So let's, which one have I got? Camera shake. I need to get better at labeling these things. Rotation. Frequency. I don't have a problem with the frequency. It's more about the subtlety. So let's do that. And we're going to rename this subtle, because the camera shake is a little too intense for, that is not how you spell subtle, little too intense in order for us to get an idea of what's happening, right? And we want to get it right. Okay, so for this shot, we're going to delete that camera shake, and we're going to bring in the subtle. Still a little too much. Let's do that. And location, maybe that's probably doing something. So if we make that similar to rotation, save, should be a little better now. Oh, it's nope, my camera's fine. Why did that throw me off? I don't know why. What are we doing? Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to find this bloody light. And wow, it's so bright. And we're going to hide it. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where is it? Is it this one? Is it? Nah, surely. Wait a minute. Why isn't it visible? Well, we're gonna make it not visible for this one. Okay. Don't worry, this shot is far from done. Right now it looks like shit. To be completely honest with you. It looks awful. So, bring it right on in. Nope, that's not what we want. There we go. Do you know what? For this shot, I think I'm going to move his hand. I don't like the positioning of his hand. Just for this shot, I don't want to see it. Get it out of here! Right. It's distracting. You don't want any unnecessary distractions. Why is it doing that? Come on. And there we go. Why is it? Okay. The rig is being funny. Joke here is only it finds it funny. And it won't let me undo. Love that. Okay. Let's try this again. Love a good glitch. Love a good glitch. Let's just add a whole nother layer. Come on. Do what I'm telling you to. There we go. That's what we want. Oh, damn it. It really just fucking ignores me, doesn't it? What is that? And then just... Okay, let's see what that looks like. That's better. Nice. Much better. Let's select this and really make sure that this is making contact with the ring every time. Here's the thing, as you set up your shots, you'll notice flaws that you might not have noticed before. And it's okay. But you got to fix them. You know, we want this to look good. Like right there, that's not right. So I can stop bloody going off. Is this tedious? Yes. But is it necessary? Probably not. But I care. You know? See, like that just looks better now because it's. Like, that's not right. That needs to go there. And then there. Okay, it needs to go back a bit. That's better. Still needs to go down a bit. There we go. See? And the thing about this shot as well is we can use this shot throughout this sequence, right? We can set up one shot where the camera's just aiming at him, and then this can be our shot aiming at the ring, and it can kind of go back and forth. Because if we were to go back to the reference, again, reference, just inspiration, you'll see that it does this whole thing where it's him, then the ring, then him, then the ring, then him, and then the ring. And so that's kind of like something that I want to play around with, right? Oh, a bit of fireworks. Wee wee. Okay. So rotate it over a bit. Needs to come across a bit. And then we need it to come back this way a bit. Looking a little better. Sweet. Let's see how that looks. Come on. There we go. All right, let's adjust this again. Bring that there. To about there. Is it clipping through? It is clipping through just a bit. So let's bring it up ever so slightly. That's better. Nice. How many more slams does he do? Because I think I might just do the whole bit. Okay, so that's where it ends. So I think we'll call it there. Not as in, not the stream, but we'll call. Hey man, how you doing? Thank you, I appreciate it. Glad you think so. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just working through the cinematics now, dude. It's just the fun stuff, really. All the boring stuff is over now. Now it's just the fun, the raw filmmaking fun. I mean, there's some tweaks here and there that we have to make, but that kind of stuff is inevitable with whatever you... That is weird. You see that? What's happening with his head? Oh! What is that? Unreal Engine, you got to check that out, man. What is going on? Move this over. And again, for this shot, we don't have to worry about what the rest of his body looks like. We just want to make sure that the movement of the hammer and the movement of the ring and the spark effects, we just want to make sure that is what looks solid here. That's all that matters. That looks pretty good. Nope, that's not right. Okay, let's fix this. And again, yes, this might be tedious, and you might be going, Sam, I don't think you need to do this. Like, I don't think anyone's going to notice. I'm going to notice, all right? I'm going to notice. And whilst, yes, I am making this stuff for you guys, I'm also making it for me. I'm afraid. Selfishly, I am making it for me, because this is what I love to do. So it's important to me that it is worth your time, right? If it's just bad, I wouldn't feel worthy of the growth that this channel has. Exactly, it's all in the details. Those are the selling points. Those are the bits that make you go, ooh, I want to watch that again. If it just looks bad, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I don't know. I do that a lot, where I start a sentence and then my brain trails off. Not good. It's not good. I need to fix it. Let's make these linear. I'm fine with the shallow depth of field here. Nice. 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 Sweet. That looks pretty good. You know? What's up? How you doing, man? You doing good? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just like I said earlier, we're working on the cinematics here, guys. I'm probably not going to go for much longer, I'm afraid, simply because I have some freelance work that I need to focus on. I've got to record some mocap, so until the channel starts making money, I'm afraid that the freelance is what's going to have to take the focus. Or, you know, if I land myself an actual job with a salary, that will have to take focus. But I'll still continue the channel, no matter what. So, it just might be that the output isn't as extreme as it is right now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, probably won't go on for too much longer, because the last... Happy to be here, looking good, looking clean. Sweet. Good to hear you're good. Sweet. Glad to hear it. bring close up. So, Anatar angle. Yeah, man, no worries. In a bit. Yeah, man, me too. I don't even know what the final result's going to look like, you know? It's kind of the gamble of this is like, this could look really cool, or this could look really bad. There is no telling. So, I'm taking a risk, but that's all right. I think it will look good. As well as Real Steel 2. I think you guys will enjoy it. Okay, so this is where we need to change this to 85. There we go. Oh. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. How's the clothing situation been going? Yeah, it's all right. The clothing is done. The only reason I haven't got it visible right now... Well, actually, that's a good reminder, because I did say that I would turn on the clothing as soon as... we get to the shots with Anatar in it. The clothing is done. And it is rigged to him. The only problem is the weight painting is a little weird right now. So you'll see what I mean. So, see how it's like there? It's like some weird stretching. Not quite sure how to fix that with the weight painting, but I'm sure I'll figure something out before I actually put this thing up. But that's okay. That's something that I can fix later on. But we're going to set up just a few more shots here. And then I'll have a few more things I need to update you guys on. And then I think we will call it there for today. Because like I said, I can't really do a super long one today because I've got some freelance work that I've got to invest in. It's been a very busy week. A lot of stuff has happened since the last stream. Most of it good. Most of it very exciting and promising. Thank you, man. Love you too. When is Real Steel animation coming? It's on the way, mate. I've actually just earlier today. Yeah, clothing is tough to handle. Worst comes to worst, I'm just going to leave it and try and hide it with like camera angles, you know. I'm just going to try and hide how bad it looks. To answer your question about when is Real Steel coming out. It's coming out very, very, very soon. I've just got to basically clean up the mocap. I've already been cleaning up the mocap. All of it is recorded. If you're part of the members... You would have seen that I posted a little short video there showing me and my brother doing some of the choreography. It's not a very well made video, but I just put it up there just for people to see. But basically, we are making steady progress. It's coming out soon. It's just a lot of mocap for me to have to clean up, and since I'm a one-man army. But I did say about Real Steel 2 is that it opens with a fight, and then it's the changing room scene, and then it's the main fight. That opening fight is done. It's rendered. It's color graded. It's in the edit. It's just the main fight between Atom and blank. I'm not going to say, so there's no spoilers. But yeah, just got to clean up that mocap. I'm in the process of doing it. I've been doing some of it this week. It shouldn't take too long, because when I looked back on all the mocap, it looks pretty solid, to be honest, on the majority. It'll just be the odd tweak here and there with things like where the arm is in terms of landing on the body or the head, and then there's certain reactions that were dumbed down through the mocap, and I'll just have to exaggerate them, but nothing crazy complicated. So yeah, it shouldn't be long until Real Steel 2 comes out, and then it shouldn't be long until this comes out as well. So you're getting two. Christmas is coming early for you guys. You're getting two short films. One, granted, is going to be much longer. Real Steel 2 is much longer than this one. This is like 90 seconds long. Okay, I'm just wanting to figure this out. Yeah, man. Where's the auto exposure? Wow, that's dark. Yeah, exactly. Solid progress is being made. There we go. That's a little better. One thing I'm going to do is let's change this camera angle. Now that the clothing is visible, let's find... There's the glitch. And so let's try and hide it. Let's try and hide it with the camera angle. It's kind of hard. It's a pretty blatant glitch. You can't really hide it, can you? Shit. How about there? Because it might hide itself in motion. We'll see. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Okay. I actually don't like that angle very much. So I want to see more of him. And I want to see it actually, like, this is the thing, like, you just end up, like, experimenting here. Okay, that's better. Can I just set the tracking? I feel like I can just set this to tracking. Where is it? I always forget where depth of field is. Focus settings. There we go. Manual. You don't want manual. Let's just do tracking. There we go. That's awful. What's going on there? Bro, where did you get the sounds for Real Steel? I just found them on YouTube, man. The sound effects, if you're asking for where did I get the sound effects, just found them on YouTube. I just searched Real Steel sound effects, and there was like some video that's up there, and then I downloaded it, and I'm just using that. But that's not the only one I'm using. I also searched like mechanical movement sound effects, mechanical whirring sound effects, Android sound effects, and so I've got a bunch of different ones that I'm playing around with. I'm not a sound designer. I'm pretty much self-taught when it comes to sound design, so there's a lot that could be better, but is what it is. All right, you know what? We're just gonna reset all of that. And all right, that's not working. Oh, because I've still got it on that. So manual, select. No. Been running into some weird things with this camera. Thank you, friend. What programs would you recommend to change your voice? I would recommend... Let me try and remember. I think it's called 11 Labs. Give me 1 second and I'll just double check. Yes, 11 Labs. It's called. All one word, 11 Labs voice changer. It's the one I use. There shouldn't be that much of a difference. Thank you, man. Yeah, have a good workout. Appreciate it. That's better, actually. I think I just need to see more of them. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to remove it again just because it's dropping the frame rate and it's really preventing me from being able to actually work on this, so. It's more just right now I'm using it as reference for the lighting, and then I'll have to go back and do the clothing all over again because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. I might just double down and try and simulate it because maybe that way it won't do all the weird clipping it's doing, you know what I mean? What is... Do you know what? No. We're gonna... I'm deleting this camera and I'm creating a new camera because this camera is being weird and I don't like it. It's weirding me out. So we're adding a new camera. New camera. Okay. I mean, remember I wrote it down in my notes. What are the lens settings for this? Welcome everyone's coming in. We're just working on cinematics for our Lord of the Rings short film that we are making in Unreal Engine 5 using motion capture technology. And we're just setting up all the different shots right now. So welcome everyone. It's good to see you all here. All right, so it's 64 millimeters by 27 millimeters. There we go. This is better. Okay, this is already better. What is that? Is it... Did I turn something off? Because this wasn't happening before, and then I flipped a switch somewhere, and it bloody... It's auto exposure? Auto exposure is on. Is it... Oh, I know what it is. No? Okay. What happens if I do this? Okay. Alright. Whatever. I fixed it. This was the same way I had to do it with the Lost Legends. It's just something bizarre sometimes happens with the cameras. I'm sure I could figure it out if I took the time. But the thing is, I don't want to. Okay. Let's add some camera shake. This one? Okay, so let us now set up the shots. I like something like that. Okay, let's move it over a little bit since there we go. We'll have the camera like slowly pan in as well. Camera will slowly pan in. Wow, that really goes ballistic at the end, doesn't it? Cool. And let's make sure that this looks right. It's really hard I need to get closer. There we go. There we go. Had to get real close, sorry. No, it's not right. That? I don't know why it won't focus. To be fair, this isn't the best screen. Damn it. See, that's not in focus. Okay, that looks fine. But now I don't mind that. Okay. Now let us add in an additive layer, okay? And this is where things like very subtle camera shake are going to come into. I'm going to go into unlit mode, so it's a little less heavy. So for example, right there where he let's see what that looks like. Yeah, see that? Oh, just adds a bit more of weight to every time he slams down, right? Which is what we want. So let's line up with that to 29. See, it just adds a bit of weight. I've already said that. Shut up, Sam. I repeat myself a lot. I apologize. Glad it's helpful, man. Just adding, because, you know, the mocap isn't the best, and that's just down to me. That's human error. I should have been more dramatic with how I slammed down, but the Rococo suit that I have is a little small on me right now. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight so that it's no longer that small on me, but just means that I'm kind of nervous to make drastic movements in it because I don't want to break it. Okay. Let's bring it there. Is that? No, that's where we want it. Okay. Oh, spot on. Didn't have to adjust it. That's better. Just a bit more on the dramatic side now. Hey man, how you doing? What's up? Yeah, not much, man. Just working on the cinematic stuff now. Let's see what this looks like now. I want to see what is this like doing. There we go. It's just meant to be subtle, but it just adds a bit of weight into the way that he's slamming. And then there's the big explosion. I think I want it to be a little brighter, actually. Where is this light? What light is this? Oh. I don't think this is meant to be here. I think this is meant to be here. Pretty sure. Pretty sure this is supposed to be here. And not here. Yes, it is, isn't it? Question about the Rococo suit. Mine came in, tried it, and the mocap is terrible. Almost like my legs drag or get stuck from time to time. Any advice? Yeah, so that's just going to be the cleanup. Unfortunately, the way that the Rococo suits work is they use like footlocks to prevent your character from sliding all over the place. But what that does mean is that sometimes when you don't raise your foot in an exaggerated way, it doesn't pick up that you actually lifted your foot. So what you have to do is you have to go through, and you can see where it's applied the footlocks, and you can shorten the amount of time that it's locked for one step and lengthen it for others. And you just have to go through and fix it in that way. It's inevitable, unfortunately, just with cleanup and with this type of mocap as well. But yeah, I would say that's what you got to do, man, is you got to go through and you got to fix the footlocks. That's probably what's causing the legs to drag or get stuck from time to time. So if you go onto the Rococo YouTube channel, there's a lot of tutorials on how to do that. That's how I learned. I have to do that for almost every single piece of motion capture that I record. I have to go through and adjust the footlocks because they're always a bit wrong. There's always something that you have to go in and fix. Where is this? Oh, it's not set as bloody visible. I'm like, why can't I see it? Oh, that's why. I hope that helps. If you do have more questions, or if anyone in chat has any questions, do not hesitate to ask them, okay? Do not hesitate to ask them. While I'm working on this, I'm here to help out in any way I can. Granted, I'm not a genius. I'm not some big hotshot producer, but I love VFX, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure we've all had struggles with VFX, and we can share knowledge to each other, I think. Okay, that should look a lot better now in terms of lighting. That's better. That's so dumb. $3,000 for suits that you still get this thing with sliding legs. Yeah, it's... I mean, the problem is, right, if you had a suit... If you had, like, one of the more expensive suits out there... like the ones with, like, the golf balls on them and that use cameras, you don't have to worry about that stuff. Because there's cameras everywhere that can fully understand where you are in space. But the problem with Rococo is it's a problem with any kind of inertial mocap. It's not just Rococo. They're not the only inertial mocap out there, and like I'm not sponsored by them, so like I'll just say my opinion. And even if I was sponsored, I would just say my opinion. But for the price, it's good. If there's definitely flaws, trust me, there's definitely flaws, but for the price, it's worth it, because the next suit up is like £15,000. And it's a good suit, but it's similar to Rococo, meaning that it's inertial mocap. It's a bunch of sensors inside the suit. And it is a lot better, but I don't know if it's 15k better. But I would say, yeah, for indie creation and for indie projects, Rococo is definitely worth it. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. You know, and there's ways that you can get around it. If you can try and avoid metal, as much metal as possible, because that can kind of interfere. If you can use a Wi-Fi solely for the Rococo suit as well, I've been told that works better, although I just use the house Wi-Fi. I don't have a Sol monitor. I live in a brick house in the UK, so there's not a lot of metal in the building, so there's not a lot of electromagnetic interference, because that can mess with the suit. And then, of course, like I said, the cleanup. But it should be fine. I've ran into some glitches, but it's been nothing that a quick reset, re-record can't fix. In my experience. I can only say from my experience. But yeah, it's got its flaws for sure. And, I mean, they say they're aware of the flaws and they are working on stuff. So I guess we'll see in coming months what updates they bring to improve the capture. But I mean, this YouTube channel wouldn't exist without the suits that I have, so I've been pretty happy with them. But I understand that they're not for everybody. But I think you just got to learn the process of fixing the footlocks, which you can do right in Rococo Studio. You can do that all yourself. It's right there for you to be able to play around with. They make it easy to get a grip of and understand. And then additional cleanup that you do inside of Unreal or Blender or whatever, right? That's just part of the process at this point. Or you can use a software called Cascadeur, which is an AI-assisted animation software. It's pretty useful for cleaning up mocap. You can essentially just upload mocap into Cascadeur, and it will recenter the body alignment, and it will add secondary motion that might have not been captured by the suit, and saves you a lot of time. Again, I've never used it, but I've had people tell me it's pretty good. Have you got your suit when you sold the car? No, I got my computer when I sold my car. And then that summer, I released... No, was it that summer? No, it was the following... Yeah, it was later. So I think it was the following summer I released a trailer for the feature film Dark World that I'm working on with one of my best mates. And we released the first... We released the first trailer. It's not very good, but it's got almost 800,000 views on the channel. It's the thing that launched this channel into existence. I didn't have any subscribers before it, really. It was what blew up. I mean, I did release one thing before it. It was a Jedi Master Part 1 short film, and people enjoyed that, but that was all like hand animation and stuff. It was pretty bad. But people loved it, and then I released Dark World teaser trailer. People loved that even more. That exploded. I then went to my friend. We spoke about working together because he's very talented at writing. I obviously have my talents with VFX. And so we came together. Yes, it was crazy. And I'm still working on it. I want to reassure people that I'm still working on it, but it's grown much. Like, since it got all the attention, we were like, oh, we need to take some time rewriting this script. But it's shaping up to be a really special piece. The best way I could describe Dark World is if you took the Last of Us games and then you took the Halo games, like the classic Halo games that you love, and you kind of mashed those two together. That's essentially the vibe and the feel of Dark World in like the most simplest terms. There's a lot more to it, a lot more depth, a lot more lore, but you know, it's got the character depth and post-apocalyptic setting of The Last of Us, and then if you took the sci-fi action and super soldiers and humanity trying to survive, if you combine them both. I would switch to 5 gigahertz for the gloves, if you're using gloves. I use 5 gigahertz for both the suit and the gloves. Although I've been told that sometimes when people try to use 5 gigahertz, it's failed to connect, and so they've had to use 2.4. But if you can use 5 gigahertz for the suit and the gloves, I would do that. Because it means the data's streaming faster onto your computer, so the mocap will look better. You'll still have to fix the footlocks, but we laughed so much with my friend when I showed him your Elden Ring video. So unexpected and funny. I'm glad you liked that. I made that video in a week because I just had started playing the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC of Elden Ring, and I was like, I want to make a short film about Elden Ring, so I made that really quickly in a week. Which is why it's got some flaws, but people liked it, so I'm like, hey, awesome. People liked it. That's what matters. But, all right, I'm just going to exit this out. Because I think I'm going to call it there. Because I'm looking at the time, and I got to do mocap soon for this freelance. But to answer your question, basically, Dark World blew up. It got a ton of views. We're still working on it, don't you worry. But it is the largest and most ambitious thing I've ever done for this channel, so it's going to take a while. It's going to take longer than we thought. We were saying it was going to come out in 2024. I don't know if it's coming out in 2024 anymore, guys. It might be the next year. Yeah, exactly, the free church asset, yeah. I was like, that's perfect. That kind of fits. And so it blew up, and then me and my friend... Mainly my best mate. He's one of my best mates. His name's Daniel. Shout out Daniel. He's a legend. I love him. He knew some people. He reached out to some people about a possible investment in this short film, and they said yes. And so we used the funding that we got from the investor to buy the Rococo suits so that we could really bring some life to these characters. So that's kind of the story of how we got the mocap suits. So if it weren't for you guys supporting this channel and that blowing up like it did, those investors would have never invested, we would have never been able to afford the motion capture suits, and the channel would not be what it is today. And that's down to you guys and all your love and support on this channel. So I really appreciate it. It's really awesome. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to call it there, guys, just for today. Because basically, I've got to work on this freelance. I've got to eat some dinner. And I'm going to get in the mocap suit and record some mocap. And that's what's paying for my bills and my food and all my equipment. Because the channel doesn't make any money just yet. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome to see things working out the way they are. Next week, I will not be live streaming on the Wednesday, but I will be live streaming on the Saturday. Just giving you guys a heads up. Well, yeah, I will be live streaming on the Saturday. We will be continuing doing more cinematics for this. And basically, personal matter has come up. It's nothing bad, but just a personal matter has come up, and so I'm not going to be around from Sunday until Friday night. I'm not going to be here, so I won't be able to stream. But I will be streaming on Saturday. I should have a video Like I said, Ben the legend, he is, shout out to Ben, show some love for Ben. He is now the editor for this channel, and he's going to be editing videos that I record in my free time. They will be more on the entertainment, funny, comedic side of things, still around the themes of VFX and filmmaking and stuff like that. So still content you guys will enjoy. But I'm trying to just diversify, right? We've got the streams that are a bit more educational. We've got the short films that are a bit more like, oh, this is cool, just entertainment. We've got the behind the scenes videos, which are more on that entertainment, but also educational. And then I wanted to add just some entertainment stuff that you can just watch, and you don't have to super pay attention and try and learn, but just trying to add a range of content to this channel as it grows. Thank you for the stream. Really love your content. Have a great time working on your stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate the love and support. If you have not subscribed already, consider subscribing, guys. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers, which is amazing. It's so awesome to see this community grow. Consider liking this video. Consider having a look around on the channel. We've got a lot of videos. We've got short films. We've got behind the scenes showing you how I made those short films. We've got educational videos. We've got obviously the streams. We've also got members only content if you want to support the channel directly. Any money made from members goes directly right back into the channel. It does not go into my pocket. It goes right back invested into the channel. And you will get early access to videos. So when this short film comes out, when Real Steel 2 comes out, when the behind the scenes videos comes out, when the videos that Ben is editing for the channel, when they come out, you will get early access to all of them. You will also get members exclusive content that no one else will be able to see, exclusive environment showcases, behind the scenes footage, teasers, all the different things. So if you want to be part of members, consider that. There's no pressure at all though, because it's still 90% of the content is going to be for everyone. It's just a way that if you want to directly support the channel and help it with growing, you can. But again, there's no pressure. What else? Yeah, if you go in the link in the description, you can see all my socials. I am Samster_VFX on everything. Okay, I have a Twitch now. We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We also have a Discord. There's a link in the description for the Discord. So if you're not part of the Discord, hey, consider joining the Discord. We're just a bunch of people who love VFX, filmmaking, acting, photography, whatever. Come on, hang out. There's a bunch of different stuff there. Have a fun time. But yeah, I believe that is everything. And like I said, I will not be streaming on Wednesday. I will be streaming on Saturday. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the... Wait, hang on. What day is it today? I forget. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. I will be streaming this coming Saturday, I believe. Sorry, I just forgot. Hang on, let me double check the dates. Yeah, it's Wednesday. I thought it was Saturday. Oh, mate, my brain. I will be streaming this Saturday. I just won't be streaming next Wednesday. That makes sense. So there'll be this coming Saturday, no stream on Wednesday, and then a stream on the coming Saturday. So it's only one stream that we're missing out on, guys. Still lots of content on the way for you to enjoy. So enjoy the rest of your guys' evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever it is. And until next time, which is this Saturday. In a bit, lads.